See, when you're with a woman and you're in shape and you're fit, it's going to take a lot to replace you. And this isn't just some shallow type of thing of, oh, women leave fit men all the time and stuff like that. Yes, that is true. Hey, look, does it happen? Nobody is safe out here. But what I'm saying is, if you are a fit man, it's not just something that is on a physicality level. There's also things about you that display discipline, that display masculinity, and just being a solid guy altogether. Because in order to be fit, in order to be lean, there's a lot of habits that you need to adopt. And most guys just don't have these habits. And it's going to be hard for her to replace you. And you're definitely going to be one of those guys, the one that got away in her eyes, right? White Buffalo, the one that got away. If you guys remember what movie that was from, comment in the comment section. But I'm going to get into it. This is Tarik Talks. If you guys would like one-on-one coaching, hit me up in the link in the description. So if you are fit, it is going to be hard for her to replace you. It's going to be hard for her to find somebody of your caliber. Now, I know what somebody is going to say, oh, that's so superficial and shallow. She could get whoever she wants. And just because you're fit doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, okay, in the grand scheme of things. But at the same time, it's extremely powerful. And to those people that say it doesn't mean anything, I would beg to differ, because most guys, and I've heard this verbatim, I've seen, some of the chicks that I mess with casually, I've seen some of their exes. I've seen how they were big as hell, right? And had dad bods, for lack of better terms. I know I use this verbiage or that word a lot, okay? But and then when they get with someone that's fit, they're like, "Dang, this is weird. This is out of my comfort zone." She sees you working out. She sees that you have a good routine. She sees that you're disciplined in the things that you're eating. Because if you are truly, truly fit, then there is going to be some things that you do that are not normal. You are going to do things that she is not even comfortable with, and that even she finds a little bit overwhelming, so to speak, because not many guys weigh out their food, not many guys eat everything grilled, and not many guys don't eat fried food. Most guys are gonna go head first for the bucket of chicken, go head first for the fried chicken, that is, go head first for the cake and all that good stuff. And here you are, she sees you have discipline. And for her, that's like, dang, it's kind of weird. It's different. But at the same time, there's something powerful about that. This is something that she doesn't really see too much. A lot of people, not just men, but a lot of people have zero self control. Like now, for example, we're in the holiday season. A lot of people act like children and act like they don't have any self control, right? They act like they just have to eat all that bull crap that is on a table, right? Even though it might be delicious, let's not even lie, it might be delicious, but let's keep it real. Velvet cake and Oreos and all those pies that grandma made, and all of that food that auntie made, that super high calorie food, right? All of those cakes and fried up foods. You might even have a fried up turkey. All of that stuff right there, most people are not going to say no to, and it's really not beneficial. So when she sees a guy like you, right, that limits that stuff to a complete minimum, she's going to be like, dang, this guy is different. And she's going to really think twice if she lets you go. And if she does, I guarantee you, most of the guys that she's going to get with are going to be the average Joe Schmo. Like I just said, they're not going to have the same habits. They're not going to have the same traits. And she's going to be constantly comparing those guys to you. Not that it matters anyway, because hey, guess what? You are a guy that built himself up. So while she's over here regretting, the thing with men is that it's the catch-22. We have to work on our value. We got to work on our fitness, on our sexual attraction. So with that comes control. Okay, a lot of guys get pissed off and they get mad and they get bitter and resentful, but at the same time, it's control. You control how you are. You control your level of fitness. You control your level of discipline. And with that, if she does leave you, let's say she does, because let's be honest, hey, look, a lot of guys complain about the modern dating market and how a lot of these chicks just fucking leave at the drop of a dime. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally understand that. But with you being physically in shape, being lean, being fit, you are going to bounce back, because guess what? You control what you get. A lot of guys, when chicks leave them, they know that, hey, look, this guy is doomed. This guy is basically cooked, because he is not going to have the best optionality when it comes to the dating market, because he's going into the market cooked already. He's going into the market 50 pounds overweight. He's going into the dating market halfway alcoholic, halfway drugged up, halfway on all type of substances. Okay, so she's not worried about that, and she's not worried about that guy. Now with you, you're in shape. You're a guy that had a lot of discipline that she never really experienced before. You might have been the first guy to turn down liquor and turn down fried foods. And if you do drink, I know a lot of my guys on here drink, it's a extremely small amount. And if you do eat fried foods, it's like once every blue moon. So when she runs into you, she's going to be like, dang, this is a level of discipline that I've been missing. And see, a lot of times, a lot of these chicks have a very skewed perception about a lot of guys, because most guys they meet are, let's just be honest, have zero discipline. And I'm not siding with women, but hey, we got to be fair. A lot of guys, they add fuel to that belief that women have. And we see it with all of these OnlyFans subscriptions are skyrocketing, and a lot of them are married men, right? So chicks see this type of stuff. They see guys have no sexual discipline. They see guys have no kind of control with the things they put in their body. Pause. They see that guys have no control over the snacks that they're constantly munching on and shit like that. So in their head, they're like, these guys are undisciplined, and I don't give a crap. Hey, if I dump this guy, I can just get somebody just like him. And they are going to get somebody just like him. That's most of the guys, right? And for a guy to be really high quality is rare. Not saying that guys that are out of shape aren't higher quality or they're less than, but let's be real. They're a dime a dozen. Everybody, 70% of Americans are obese. Said this numerous times already, and I'm gonna keep saying it because that's just an outrageous number. By you being part of that 30%, and to be quite frank with you, it's a little less than 30%, because if you think about it, that's overweight, right? We're not, the other 30% might be people that are just barely on the cusp of not being overweight, right? We're not talking about guys that are fit. We're not talking about guys that are lean. We're not talking about guys that are jacked, whatever category you fit yourself into. So the percentage of that is actually quite smaller, and it's more powerful. It's a guy having a fit physique is more powerful than just the shallow nature of it. It is extremely powerful. It is part of that essence, just like a woman is soft, nurturing. She's great with kids. She's great with the cooking. That's like that feminine essence. A man being in shape is part of that masculine essence. And hell, even women being in shape, it's a beautiful thing. Obviously, men want women that are in shape. Some guys are chubby chasers, but let's just be honest. If that same guy that's a chubby chaser saw a girl that is in shape, had a banging body, right? Small waist, big, small waist and thick booty, whatever his preference is, he would take that one. He would take the latter option in a quick heartbeat. And that chick is going to be a chick that he's going to remember time and time again. Same concept, that super pretty chick. If you guys ever had a chick that was like super, super pretty, and you were with her, you're going to be thinking about her for time and time to come. It's kind of the same way with a woman, but this is way more powerful, because with you being fit, you showed a level of that solidness. You showed like a strong display of strength. And that's something something that's not very common, right? During Thanksgiving, during these holidays, these guys drink themselves to a complete stupor. If you're on this journey, if you're on this fit shit, you know that you can't be doing that type of stuff. And she's always going to have you in the back of her head. She's always going to be, if she does leave you, she's always going to be bitching and complaining to you about her friends. Because guess what? You're the guy that she remembers. She's not going to be complaining about the guy who knelt down on one knee and rolled out a red carpet and texted her good morning a billion times every day and was 50 pounds overweight. She's not going to be complaining about that guy. She might be making fun. She might be in a group chat making fun of that guy, but she's not going to be complaining and you know, having grievances and talking to her girlfriends and trying to get consoled about that guy. No, the guy that she's going to try to be getting consoled over is the guy that was in shape, is the guy that she's going to make out to be some sort of a-hole when really he had boundaries, he had respect, and she just wasn't following the guidelines. And women love to be intimate with fit guys because, hey, being fit gives you that sexual attraction. They love being intimate with those guys. But as far as relationship goes, there's going to be a lot of clashes because a lot of these chicks want to be able to do whatever they want. And if a guy has discipline, he has boundaries for himself, he's going to have boundaries for everybody around him, right? And a lot of these chicks try to claim that it's controlling. But the thing about it is, a guy who is disciplined, a guy who is in shape, is going to want control around of his surroundings because he's just going to have that type of structure to where he doesn't let shit slide. He doesn't just let anything slide. That's part of being disciplined. And a lot of chicks try to gaslight and claim, oh, he was controlling, when all the meantime, all the guy was trying to do was implement his boundaries, which were quite reasonable, you know, probably telling her, don't be such a thought. And she's like, oh, you're controlling. Let me leave and let me go to the average guy that's not, you know, that's not going to have any kind of boundaries because he has no boundaries for himself. He doesn't have any kind of boundaries or any kind of rules for himself. So how the hell is he going to have rules and boundaries for me? How is he going to tell me what to do when he can't even control the honey buns and the, you know, the big old plate of ice cream that goes into his mouth? How the hell is he going to be able to lead me when he can't, when he's leading all the little Debbie snacks into his freaking mouth? Pause. You feel me? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.